We're going to riff off of Ted Lasso, right? Social studies is life. It really encompasses everything that citizens do. When you talk about not just voting, right, but when you talk about you're paying your taxes and you're getting a driver's license and you're interacting with any aspect of your community, you have to have some aspect of and some knowledge of what you've learned in social studies classes. It's more than just history and civics. It's really everything that encompasses so much of what we do in life. Social studies teachers are extremely passionate about what they do. They're knowledgeable. But one of the things I think is a misperception of social studies teachers is that they have to get students to think a certain way. And that's not true at all. We teach our students really to ask really good questions because that's important. And I think the social studies teachers of today are really versed in the notion of inquiry, how to ask questions and how to get students to find out the answers. I feel your pain. During my time as the president of NCSS, we were faced with some of the beginnings of these struggles where people were coming in and beginning to really mandate what was being taught in social studies without actually talking to social studies professionals. I think most social studies professionals feel that frustration, where maybe well-intentioned lawmakers haven't bothered to actually find out what's actually being taught within the schools. So for example, most states have a state social studies council. I'm from Colorado. We have the Colorado Council for the Social Studies, and we have yearly conferences and ways of kind of connecting with teachers to find out that they're not alone, right? So I think it's that passion that we have as social studies teachers. If once you come to your first state conference, or even better yet, once you came to your first national conference and you kind of look around and you kind of go, these are my people. These are the people that I can connect with. And you find ways of doing it. Too often professional development is a one size fits all. Here, it's very directed. So teachers can go find a professional development session on economics or on psychology or on teaching students with disabilities and how to teach those students with disabilities in social studies. And that's the kind of professional development that teachers really crave. Well, actually, it's all connected to social studies in a lot of ways. We had a group of students going all the way back to probably 1999 or 2000 that wanted to start a gay-straight alliance at our school. The administration said no. They weren't going to recognize as a club. And the students did the kind of thing that makes a social studies teacher proud. They and their parents contacted the ACLU. They learned what they could and couldn't do in terms of advocating with city council. One of the things the students did, which was absolutely brilliant, I think, they were forbidden from, one of the things they wanted to do was, for example, get announcements on that the club was meeting, and you couldn't do that unless you were an official club. So they learned that they could use sidewalk chalk to announce that there was a meeting, but they had to go to city council to find out where the sidewalk was city property and what could go on city property versus what couldn't. Working with those students was absolutely amazing. Eventually, the students won. They took the school district to court. The students won, and their club was recognized as an official club, as were all other clubs. Right? It didn't matter whether it was the Gay Straight Alliance, whether it was the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. For a while, our school had a Quidditch club. Right? Whatever, because we know that if students are connected to the school, they're going to be more engaged in the school and they're going to be more successful students. And the fact that I got an opportunity to serve as their advisor for nearly 20 years, those students taught me so much in terms of not just the struggles that they face in the schools, but also obviously outside the schools. And also to find that there are all kinds of supportive parents and community members and thankfully teachers who support a wide range of students no matter who they are.